Weekly Wheaties 2421. Password security, Google, OpenAI, entertainment, architecture. Navigating the world of password security and management. Since the last newsletter, I've received multiple texts or emails asking a few follow-ups about password managers. I have a little more to add, but also want to be very clear here. I am not sponsored by any password manager company. I pay for Bitwarden out of my pocket for $40 a year for the family plan. I am not suggesting you specifically use Bitwarden, though. I am, however, pleading with you to use something. My suggestion is simply this: try a few out and see which one you prefer. Bitwarden, LastPass, and ProtonPass all look to offer free versions. The others at least have trials. The payment for something like a password manager provides the security. The storage and encryption that helps secure your information is not free. The reason some of them can provide a free account is because it is basically part of their marketing. They provide free accounts that enough people convert to paying customers. A main difference of Bitwarden is that their code is open sourced, and they provide self-hosting options. That may be a bit too technical for most, but neither of those cause usability issues. Open-sourced means their code is available for all to see, review, audit, and suggest edits to make it more secure. This doesn't mean the code changes frequently, only that if it does, it's been vetted by multiple people in and outside of the company, in many cases even including other security companies. Self-hosting means a user can put the code on their home computer or server to store, instead of housing it on Bitwarden's. To be crystal clear here, if you didn't know any of the above, this is not an option for you. I don't self-host, and don't know many people that do. Because that would require you to have your home computer or system to be set up to be more secure than Bitwarden's, which I highly doubt it is. As technology progresses, usernames, emails, and passwords will become exponentially easier to hack. And hackers start with emails and passwords that have already been part of data breaches for two main reasons. They have ease of access to knowingly good and/or active email accounts, and people are creatures of habit. Generally speaking, people will use similar passwords, which are easily crackable. If you had to change your password before due to timeout, data breaches, or other security issues, did you just change the number on the end? Of course you did. Guess who knows that too? The systems they use to hack accounts will try variations of known combinations of emails and passwords, with other commonly used passwords and modifiers to past good passwords. They will also try your email and password on any and all systems they can think of: banks, shopping sites, social media, and more. Meaning, keeping your same password and modifying it slightly is not necessarily useful. The more random the better, the longer the better, the more varied the better. Check out this post from Hive Systems on how long it would take. A hacker to brute force your password. Notice the time it takes to hack your password if it has been involved in a breach. Now, I know you're tired of thinking up passwords. That's okay too. If you said you'd pay me $1 million if I could remember my password to a site chosen at random from my password manager, I couldn't do it. Even if you gave me 5 tries. My passwords are so random and difficult I can't remember them. That's the password manager's job. And please don't be the person who resets your password often either. That can become a security risk too. At the very least, please make your email, bank accounts, and social media sites all different and unique passwords. If you absolutely must reuse a password, just don't reuse it on a site that has personal data or access to monetary means, Amazon, PayPal, and the like. I absolutely don't suggest reusing passwords, but I also know at least one of you will. This is me also telling you I will never say, "I told you so." You just may get a link to this exact newsletter if you did ever get hacked. One last password tip here. You have to flirt with the line of making your passwords not too ridiculous versus not easily hackable. For example, sometimes you need to speak out your password or type it out, especially for your streaming services on your TV with that small remote. You can only move one letter at a time, so you don't want anything that switches character types often. Again, length of password helps here, along with uniqueness and randomness. Assuming you trust me in the least, and you now are searching for a password manager, keep in mind some of them have discounts for family or business plans. This is very useful if you want to share passwords with friends or family, or have multiple accounts for personal and business. Most, if not all, password managers also have multiple programs and apps to help utilize them. The most common are mobile apps and web browser plugins. On mobile, when launching an app or website, the password manager can pop up within the keyboard, allowing you to insert your login information directly. On the web, you can download a plugin or extension to do the same thing. In both instances, they can suggest or generate a secure password for you too. On any new site or app, you will have the option to save your new login information for next time. This literally makes it to where you never have to remember any login information again, except your main password for your password manager. This needs to be secure too. So don't skimp here. They can even use your Face ID, thumbprint, or PIN code to verify you are who you say you are. But you'll still need a master password. Lastly, in regard to a PIN code, please be careful here. Years ago, Data Genetics wrote an article about the most common PIN codes. Believe it or not, 1/3 of all codes can be guessed by trying just 61 distinct combinations. Common codes include repeated numbers, birth years, or sequential numbers. The site Information is Beautiful created a really neat graphic representation of all breached PIN numbers. What do you think is a good password? I'm kidding, of course. Please keep that to yourself after making sure it's not part of a data breach. And yes, that is a legitimate site that tells if your password shows as being compromised in all data breaches that are accessible. But it doesn't mean it was your account either. Someone could have your same password. And if so, you need to change it. In case you missed it, Google I/O. At their annual event, Google I/O, there were plenty of product and software announcements, along with a self-perception view of how many times they said AI. While the Gemini AI did take most of the spotlight, they included new tools for email, video, images, music, Google TV, Android OS, and much more. A new Pixel phone and tablet were also announced. You can see a recap in under 10 minutes on their YouTube page. At some point in the future, possibly sooner than later, AI will take over search. There are instances with some results showing varied results. However, 2004 is making a comeback by way of an update to Google.com by allowing users to choose web, in this case text-based links only results. Some are saying Google Glasses may also be making a comeback with a pretty cool demo of Project Astra. In case you missed it, OpenAI ChatGPT 4.0. OpenAI also held a live-streamed event for their new update, ChatGPT 4.0. This new model is yet another big update from the previous version, with advancements in its ability to see, hear, and speak more conversationally. Whether on mobile or desktop, the ChatGPT app can see what you see and hear what you hear, after permission is given, to help solve problems, comment on what it sees, and translate other languages, among many other no-so-parlor tricks. You can watch these examples in action on their YouTube page. In other OpenAI news, it was announced a deal will allow their models to be trained on Reddit posts. In case you missed it, entertainment. In entertainment news, the NFL announced all Christmas games for at least the next 3 years will be streamed through Netflix. Maybe you'll be watching on a Vizio TV, which is now owned by Walmart. Just to remind you how much data is worth on TVs, much less on mobile. And speaking of mobile, TikTok has also been testing up to 60-minute videos, meaning it will now be easier to fall asleep while doom scrolling if you happen upon one of these videos. Pick of the week: unique architecture. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned it, but I came very close to majoring in architecture as an undergrad, and then again for graduate school. Neither obviously panned out, but I've always been a fan of unique architecture. My parents and family even gifted me a trip to visit Falling Water after graduation. If you ever plan to go yourself, make sure to also visit Polymath Park, where you can also stay overnight. As you can tell, I'm also a fan of Frank Lloyd Wright's creations. I've visited no less than 10 places he's designed I can name offhand. A few weeks ago, Architectural Digest shared a video on YouTube inside the home Frank Lloyd Wright designed for his son. And just last week, the Wall Street Journal shared an amazing article on how you can now build your very own Frank Lloyd Wright house. Now, where to find an extra $300,000? If you're also interested in unique architecture, here are some other cool things to check out. How Central Park was created, entirely by design and not by nature. Airbnb introduces icons, extraordinary experiences from the world's greatest icons, some of the most futuristic, striking homes from around the world. Featured product. Have you and others in your household ever discussed who did or didn't feed the dog or cat? Worry no more. With the Geodohun automatic cat feeder, you can set it and forget it. It is also Wi-Fi enabled, so you can use your phone or ask Alexa to help. As an Amazon associate, I may earn a commission from qualifying purchases of products suggested above. Weekly Wheaties is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. See links for the above-mentioned items at weeklywheaties.com.